So, have you ever played that game where you'd have like 2 tin cans with a rope and then you'd pretend to make phone calls?
Telephone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never played that game.
First of all, it's not a game.
Or whatever it was.
It's just a thing you do as a kid. It worked, though.
It did?
It did. It actually worked.
I thought it was dumb.
Why?
It's like I was far too intelligent as a child to play that game.
But that's the thing. The dumb kids didn't understand how that was actually working. How you could get a voice from one can to another with just a string.
From 2 soup cans,
Yeah.
whatever it was. Okay, I was reading a story in the Washington Post, and I bet you're thinking, like, where is she going with this?
Yeah.
Okay?
I always wonder that with your questions.
Where parents are going back to landlines because they say when the kids are FaceTiming with grandma and grandpa that they get so distracted and they want to send like thousands of poop emojis on the screen.
Right.
That it's hard for grandma and grandpa to actually have a conversation with the kids.
So it's more to help the older people by going back to the older technology.
But what they found is that when there's a new gadget called Tin Can, and it's a VoIP phone that looks like a regular landline phone, where you'd have a handset, you'd pick that up, or the princess phone. And the kids are loving it because they say that they are having real conversations.
Because there's no video, there's no games. You can't minimize grandma and open up Roblox.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Next thing you know, the kids will be making mixtapes.
Oh, we're right there. Taylor Swift is actually selling albums.
Yes, we're talking about that.
Literal albums. People are buying physical media again.
I think the number is 1.5 million.
I think it's more than that. I think she set the record, over 3.5 million.
Oh, God. Talk about bad blood.
Did you have that one written down?
I didn't. I actually came up with that one all by myself. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's the nation's largest, best, most trusted show about all things digital. It's called The Kim Komando Show because, after all, I'm America's beloved digital goddess, Kim Komando, here with you once again. And my sole purpose in life is to make sure that you are always tech ahead, because otherwise you'll be left behind in the digital dust. And joining me, as always, is my co-host and also the co-host of the morning show in Phoenix, Arizona on KEZ-FM, Andrew Babinski.
Hello, Kim.
I had somebody ask me if you were Irish.
Really?
I was like, Babinski?
Top of the morning to you, Kim.
Babinski.
Does that help?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
Hey, you can catch us on over 425 top stations from coast to coast. And of course, we're in your favorite radio app, and you can find us as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for my last name, Komando, with a K, of course. And if you're more in tune with watching the show, this is amazing. You can go to youtube.com/Kim Komando, and you can actually watch the show. It's so fun, isn't it, Andrew?
Yes, and once you're there, please subscribe. So anytime we drop a new video, anytime we post a new story, or anything like that, you'll be notified and you'll be on top of it.
Yes, and it also helps with the algorithm.
Yes, we love the algorithm.
Ooh, like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, whatever it is.
Do all that stuff. Help us trick the computers.
And I'd like to thank NetSuite for helping to make this show possible. What does the future hold for business? Well, ask 9 experts and you'll get 10 answers. Is it a bull market, a bear market? Will rates rise or fall? Inflation up or down? If only there was a crystal ball. Hey, listen to this. Over 43,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 AI cloud ERP, just bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all into one fluid platform. With a single unified suite, there's one source giving you the visibility and control to make quick decisions. And with real-time insights and forecasting, let me tell you, you are peering into the future with actionable data. And when you're closing the books in days, not weeks, you're spending less time looking backward, and then you have more time to focus on what's next. So whether your company earns millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, NetSuite helps you respond to today's challenges and seize your biggest opportunities. So here's what you can do. Download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning for free right now by going to netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim. And I'd also like to thank LinkedIn. Better hires start with smarter insights, and LinkedIn has the strongest hiring data and insights to help you identify the right candidates faster. So you can find your next great hire on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com. Terms and conditions apply. Alrighty then, every single day of my life, rain or shine, weekday, weekends, vacations, holidays, it doesn't matter. I make sure that I know exactly what's happening in the tech world so I can impart all this intellect and knowledge from my beautiful brain right to your small brain. I'm talking to you, Andrew.
Me?
Yes, okay. And here are some trends that you need to know about right now. Did you hear the news that they have arrested the arsonist?
Which one?
In the Palisades fire?
I did not.
Yeah. Destroyed 6,800 homes and killed 12 people.
Wait a minute, I did hear about this. Did they find him because he asked ChatGPT for an image?
Well, there's more to that.
Okay.
They couldn't have found him without digital clues. Of course, ChatGPT is part of that, but he was also an Uber driver. And so the ATF, the LA Police, the LA Fire Department, they claimed that the Pacific Palisades fire was started by a 29-year-old guy, Jonathan Rinderneck, and he lived near the neighborhood. And on the night of January 1st, Uber's records show that Rinderneck dropped off 2 passengers, okay? And then the passengers later came forward and said, this guy was so angry. He was agitated. And then after he dropped off the passengers, he drove up the hill to a hiking trail above the Pacific Palisades. And they say that he used a lighter where he started a brush fire.
Okay.
Then he realized what he did, but he was in the canyon, so he couldn't get a hold of anybody at 911. So he called, and then the fire just spread, and then he just said, okay.
So once it started and became huge, he's like, I'm not going to tell anybody because they're going to put me in jail.
Exactly. And so when they narrowed down it was this guy, and I was talking to Barry about this, how many cameras do you think they have around that whole area?
But not in the canyon though, right?
Well, yeah, but he was an Uber driver. He was being tracked everywhere that he went.
Yeah, he was filming himself probably.
Exactly. And so then the prosecutors turn on his ChatGPT, and they find images of a city in fire as thousands of people in poverty are trying to get past this gigantic gate with this big dollar sign on it.
Did he do that? He asked for that image prior to starting the fire?
Yeah, as it turns out, a lot of his ChatGPT, the guy's a pyromaniac.
Okay.
Okay, so digital records are pretty precise.
Now, I saw this story and I went, did they just go ask ChatGPT? Does anybody ask questions about starting a fire? Did anybody ask ChatGPT, or they had to afterwards enough evidence to get into ChatGPT?
I think they had enough evidence to get into him, of course. Moving on to number 2, Sora 2.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like it. I mean, I love it, but I don't like it.
This is OpenAI's new video generating app. It's, how would you describe it? Mind-blowing?
And terrifying at the same exact time.
Exactly. And it's really the first tool from any AI company that will let you create a video of this quality, Hollywood quality, 60 seconds long.
The first thought I had was someone could accuse me of doing something. I could say, I absolutely didn't do that. And they could show me the video and I wouldn't even know if I did it or not. It's so good.
Okay, we're gonna watch a few of them. And so if you are actually watching the show on youtube.com/KimKomando, you'll see the videos.
Right.
If you're listening on radio, we love that. And if you're listening as podcasts, I'm going to show the videos, Andrew, and then you describe what we're seeing. There's 3 of them here.
Okay.
The first one is JFK being deepfaked as a WWE superstar.
Tonight,
It's JFK standing in the middle of the
I came here to defend
ring.
this championship and prove that the future belongs to those with courage.
Now George Washington is coming out of the bag. And George Washington, first of all, that was an awful JFK voice. But George Washington was going to challenge him to a fight.
Exactly. Okay. This one, I actually had a smirk at this one.
This is Mr. Rogers and Tupac.
Yeah, okay. Listen to this.
You know, saying please and thank you lets people know you see them as important.
I feel that. Got to show respect to get it back.
Exactly. And the way we dress can say the same thing.
That was weird, though. Watching Tupac, it's like the AI didn't know what to do with Tupac when he wasn't talking.
Yes.
Because he kind of fixed his shirt and then slouched over and then kind of slouched back almost robotically.
Okay, now.
But it's still cool.
This is Stephen Hawking. Now, I'll have to tell you something. When I saw this video where he's getting attacked in the UFC, I actually was getting upset about it.
Because?
I know that it was fake, and I know it was all AI, but it's just so horrifying to look at.
Okay, let me see.
Huge right hand over the top.
Hawkins hurt his chair spinning.
That is so realistic.
He is pouring it on.
Knee right to the face. Hawkins in trouble.
Stop.
That's
The
it.
fight is over. We have a new heavyweight champion, and Stephen
His
Hawking
leg
has been
fell off. Did anyone see his leg fall off?
No, I didn't
We got.
see.
Oh, you have to watch that again. His entire leg just fell off.
Oh, I didn't see the leg fall.
Huge right hand
Watch
over
at
the
the
top.
end.
Hawkins
So
hurt his
there's a
chair
UFC
spinning.
fighter
Uppercut,
just
elbow.
beating
He's
the
pouring it
living
on.
Knee right to the face.
daylights
Hawkins
out
in
of
trouble.
Stephen
That's it.
Fight
Hawking.
is over.
And
We
then
have a
when he
new
falls
heavyweight
off,
champion. Stephen Hawking has been
his whole leg fell off.
Well, it's not perfect.
No.
Okay, so here in the United States, you cannot defame the dead.
Well, those are all dead people.
Right. And a lot of people are saying, hey, this is my loved one. You're humiliating them. You're taking advantage of the situation.
We had that story of Robin Williams' daughter saying,
Exactly.
"Stop making AI videos of my dad."
So OpenAI says, you're going to love this, that you need to permission to use someone's face or voice.
Okay.
That's going to stop somebody.
Well, won't they not generate the video?
They're going to make the video.
But because I've tried with myself and my coworkers to get ChatGPT to make images of us in like it was supposed to be like something I was posting on Instagram where we're headed towards the weekend. And I wanted us all in like a rowboat that was going down a river with a big sign that said the weekend. And then it looked like Walmart versions of each of us. And when I asked why isn't it the exact people in the photos, it said because of copyright and because you don't have permission, you can't use those images.
I think it depends what day of the week it is.
Okay, that's fair.
Because do you remember, I used Bing, and I said, give me 2 princes that are brothers. And it gave me Harry and William.
But you did that all based on a
prompt.
I said, look at these photos and the people in these photos and put them in this situation.
That was the difference.
It
I don't
might be.
But but I also read with Sora 2, what's happening is women that are getting stalked, their perpetrators are taking pictures of them, putting them into compromising situations, and then sending them the videos.
Oh, that's awful.
It is.
People are awful.
Let's move on. We're going to change gears here. Let's say you're hunting for an apartment. You find a 2-bedroom listing for $3,000. You're like, wow, that's expensive.
So expensive.
But everywhere around the block, it's the same price. Because what was happening is that there were algorithms, and the algorithms were collecting data across different landlords. They're all the rents that the tenants are paying, the terms, the occupancy rates. And then it was more or less doing price fixing.
Yeah, there was no competition.
None. Well, guess what happened? The Justice Department stepped in and they said, this isn't right. And so the biggest landlord in the U.S. is Greystar, and 25 other property management companies. They have agreed to settle a class action lawsuit for $141 million.
So 141 million, 138 million will go to lawyers. So if you were part of this, you might get 84 bucks.
I don't even think you get that much. Just doesn't always work that way.
But that's awful that they were doing, especially with housing. I mean, that's an essential need.
Exactly. Finally, this. Do you fall asleep with the TV on or watching your iPad or anything?
I listen to a British television show.
Do you like it?
I do.
But you fall asleep.
Every single time.
Excellent. Starting in 2026, your stream will not double as a hearing test anymore because the state of California, now before you say, oh, this is just California.
Well, this is just California.
They passed SB 576. It's a new law that forces services like Netflix, Hulu, and YouTube to keep the commercial volumes in check. So ads have to match the audio level of whatever that you're watching.
And then we know that broadcasters do this. I was just watching the baseball playoffs, and I was making dinner at the same time, and it was like, oh, and that's the third out, and we'll be right back. And then the commercial was 10 times louder than the game. And this is a sporting event. It's not like I was watching Painting with Bob Ross.
They're actually selling those paintings.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Because they're saying...
They said they're only going to go for like $50,000. I think it's going to go way more than that.
I don't know.
You going to get yourself a Bob Ross?
Happy little trees.
Happy little bush?
Wait, let's come back to this story. It all started because one guy's baby kept waking up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like,
he was trying to rock his baby and stream some at the same time. And so he had fixed the volume on the show so that it was, nice background noise for the baby. And then the commercial would come on and wake up the kid.
So before you say, this is just California.
Mm-hmm. This is just California.
Because there's somebody sitting right there and, Cam, this has nothing to do with me.
Right.
Congress is working on a federal version of the law. But if you think about this, of course, the streaming services can control it by region. But once you control it by region, there's somebody who's going to say, You're discriminating against me.
Exactly.
Because
I'm
I don't
over
have
here in
phones.
Wyoming listening to loud commercials all day.
I think this commercial is the most annoying one on all of television.
Ooh.
The Cars for Kids commercial.
1877
Oh,
cars for kids.
Every
KARS.
time, you know what? Every time that's on, I change the channel. I just can't stand it.
I'm sure that one of the radio stations that this show is on is going to play that commercial right out of break.
And we love them for that. I have a bad joke.
Oh, I wouldn't expect anything less.
Why doesn't Lily from all the AT&T commercials show any cleavage?
I have no idea.
Because AT&T has the best coverage.
She's actually very attractive.
Actually, they don't, because Consumer Cellular, we love them.
You wrote that joke, and then you had to have a comment against it.
Big wireless companies and the tricks that they use. You know that free phone that they promise? And everybody's offering a free phone right now. Everybody is. Well, you're really paying for it through this locked-in, overpriced monthly plan. And that $15 plan that sounds just too good to be true, it usually is. Most of the time, it's just an introductory price that doubles, even triples later. You know, here's what happened to me. I had my big tech wireless bill on autopay, and I never really looked at it. Okay. And then when I looked at it, I called up Amber. I'm like, do we have like 5 lines on this bill or what? She's like, it's 2. I'm like, oh my gosh. And that's when I switched to Consumer Cellular. I get the same reliable coverage as the big guys, but for less. And if you're over 50, you get 2 lines with unlimited talk, text, and data for just $60 a month. No hidden fees, just great coverage, customer service right here in the United States. In fact, Consumer Cellular was awarded by USA Today one of America's best in customer service, and they truly are. And if you're an AARP member, you can save even more. Right now, you also get $25 off when you start and when you switch. Just go to consumercellular.com/Kim. That's consumercellular.com/Kim. I got a note the other day from Richard. I apologize, Richard, I don't remember where you're from. But he actually said he's saving $75 a month.
That's huge.
By switching to consumercellular.com.
Worth the switch.
Let's see, we got a lot of things jam-packed into this show. We're going to talk about geocaching. It has its 25th anniversary. How to use ChatGPT to help in emotional situations, and what's going on with changes in your passport. We have just the best callers ever here on the Kim Komando Show. So the iPhone Air is here. It's a $999 value.
Man, I wish I could win one.
You can if you go to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. You can get a brand new iPhone Air. I was in the Apple store the other day, and Barry said, hey, do you have any of those iPhone 17s? And the gal looked and said, yes, we do. We have a lot of them. And I said, really? I said, do you have a 256K version or gig version? And she said, oh, no, only 2 terabytes.
That's it.
Because nobody's buying the 2 terabytes.
It's only 7 times the price.
But I figured out why they came out with an orange and a blue iPhone.
Okay, which one did you get?
I got the orange.
Okay.
Because I love orange. It's so happy, it's a bright color. Because it's kind of a status symbol now. Because you can look at somebody and say, oh, they got the new phone.
You're showing off with your phone color.
Yeah, instead of just saying, well, they got the regular old phone. So yes, so if you want to, look like you're in the know, you want to get the orange one.
It's a badge of honor.
And you need the case too.
The orange case that goes with the orange phone?
You do.
It's a need. You hear that, people? A need.
All right, let's talk about passwords. I hate them. They are so annoying. Aren't you? I mean,
Oh, it's the most frustrating thing in the world.
Now, if you're reusing the same ones,
Which I do.
that's dumb. If you're just adding a number here or there,
Which I do.
you're practically putting a big come on in sign and hack me.
I'm pretty vulnerable over here.
You need my favorite password manager, NordPass. It's $1.43 per month. That's 52% off. Go to nordpass.com/Kim for this exclusive deal. Once again, that's nordpass.com/Kim. Hey, your name, address, and phone number are floating online, putting you at tremendous risk. What I love about Incogni is it wipes all your personal information from over 420 sites automatically, giving you total control. So you're not going to be any of those annoying people search sites or those data broker databases. Right now, you can get 60% off by going to privacykim.com. Once again, that's privacykim.com. All right, coming up in just a few minutes, how you can use ChatGPT to help you with your emotional situations. And how about we take some phone calls, and let's start with Trevor in New York, New York.
Ooh, the Big Apple.
Hi, Trevor.
Hey, Kim. It's great to talk to you.
Well, thank you. What's going on?
Not much. I recently subscribed to your current email newsletter. I'm really enjoying that with my coffee in the morning, and that's why I'm calling you today, because you had a question in there. You said, have you ever used AI to calm down an emotional situation? And I was like, that's definitely me, because I got really riled up about something. So let me tell the story. You ready?
Yes. Yeah, we're all yours.
Okay, so about a year ago, I was laid off, and a friend, I'm on LinkedIn. She saw, I worked with her years and years ago, that I was open to work, as they call it, which is just a nice way of saying it's unemployed. But she remembered me, and she was like, oh, yeah, she told her manager about me, because we work in the same area, same skills, and she was like, oh, he's really nice, and he's professional, he's smart. You should talk to him, because, maybe we want to hire him someday. And so we got in touch, me and the hiring manager, and we had a nice conversation, got to know each other, hit it off. She was telling me about the corporate culture there, and she said, something stood out to me. She said, there's no real jerks here, and it's good that your friend recommended you, because that way I know you're not a jerk, and I don't hire jerks. I'm like, well, it's a little odd, but okay.
Okay. I mean, even I wouldn't say that.
It's only rough to the jerks, though.
That's true.
The non-jerks are like, great, I'm a non-jerk. This is perfect.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, and we concluded the call, and I sent her a thank you note follow-up saying how, eager I would be to hear about the next steps and everything. And that was kind of like November of last year. But then, a day or two went by, and then a week and more, and I didn't hear anything back. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to try again. I'm going to email her. Hey, I'm still enthusiastic, about finding a fit for me in your company. I would look forward to hearing from you. A day goes by, a couple more days, a week. So now I'm stewing about it, right? I'm like getting really upset and annoyed that we had this professional relationship going, and she never even gave me this courtesy of a reply, So I'm like, I'm going to craft a zinger of an email and just put her on full blast, and make her feel bad about ghosting me.
You're becoming a jerk.
That's kind of true. And so then I thought about that, and I was like, well, they say you should never burn a bridge,
Right,
And
that's true. You never, trust me, we know that here.
Firsthand in the last about 14 days.
So I thought, let me get a second opinion here. And so then I went to Grok, and then I put in my message that I had written very carefully to this hiring manager, and I asked Grok, well, what do you think about this message? And do you want me to read you a little bit of it, or?
I want to know how snarky it is.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, read some. Normally we don't like reading on the air, but we're going to let this go for Trevor.
Okay, I'll hit the high notes.
Okay.
We spoke months ago. I'm disappointed in the way you treated me after we spoke. We had a good rapport going, but you didn't reply to either of my emails, and you ghosted me like I was a stranger. You told me I don't hire jerks, but the way you treated me by not even having the courtesy to send me a short reply demonstrated your own character.
Oh, ouch.
Wow. Shots fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did she call you up after that?
What, did the AI tell you don't send that? Don't be a dummy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Grok told me. It goes very much with the theme of the question. It said, oh, your message is quite direct and emotionally charged, which might not land well with a hiring manager. And so I was
AI
like,
is pretty smart.
Yeah. You told me, oh, you sound frustrated, and I get why, but people are busy. You just try again, it told me,
Okay.
You might. And so I did try again. And she did reply, and she was like, hey, yeah, it's great to hear from you. We might still have something. Just, let's keep in touch. And to give you the bottom line, it's a good thing that I checked with AI because now I work for the company.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Now, what are you going to do when you get into the office on Monday and your hiring manager listens to the Kim Komando show?
Well, hopefully we've scrubbed enough identifying information that it doesn't become an issue.
That's right, Teddy in Baltimore, Maryland.
Teddy. Sounds like Maryland to me. Sounds like it's like all of that. I mean, what a great story. And Trevor, thanks for calling in with that. I've put things into chat.
No, I'm more of a ready, shoot, aim kind of person. So I'll just pull the trigger. I don't need any. I never check anything. What do you ask ChatGPT? Is this professional enough, or is this mean?
Well, like for example, I was having trouble getting Ian to come to work on time.
Right.
Okay. Ian's my son.
Uh-huh.
He works for us.
Right.
And I said, and I have tried it. I have tried all the ways. Like, damn it, you better get to work on time. Okay. Which is normally my way.
Or you're hurting your mother's heart by not being there for me.
You're embarrassing me with the team.
Sure.
You can't show up at 10 o'clock.
Do you think calling him out on a national radio show in front of the team is embarrassing him for the team?
And I tried everything.
She just glazes over that.
And even up to including, like, if you don't get to work on time, you're gonna have to go work for somebody else. I mean,
Right.
Everything. So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so it was like 9 o'clock. He's supposed to be here at 8. And so I'm sitting there.
So he's an hour late at this point.
Yes. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like ready to fire off that mom text. You know what I'm talking about. And you know me, I'm very delicate with words sometimes.
Not at all.
So I decided to put it into ChatGPT. I said, give me a nice text that I can send my son to make sure, to get him to work on time, this and this. Okay. So it crafts a nice text, love mom, all this other stuff, and I sent it to him. Like 60 seconds later, my phone rings. Mom, why did you use ChatGPT to make a text for me?
You got busted.
Yeah, because we share the same ChatGPT account.
Because you're that cheap.
I know, we are. What do you want me to say? All right, back to the phones we go. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, let's do it.
Debbie in Washington, D.C. Hi there, Debbie.
Well, hi, Kim. It's so great to talk to you. I just started listening to your weekly radio show about 2 years ago and Get Your Current newsletter, and I love it.
Awesome, thank you. See, Andrew, everybody loves the newsletter.
I never said they didn't love the
No,
newsletter.
you keep saying that only my family does.
That's behind the scenes. We don't need to bring that on the air. This must be a cousin then.
She's not really a cousin. She's a distant cousin. So what's going on, Debbie?
Well, before my question, I just wanted to mention that I've been teaching middle school and high school computer classes at my church's academy for about 11 years. And as you know, any computer textbook is outdated before it even comes off the press.
Right.
So I've been creating my own materials all this time. And this year, I began using ChatGPT to help me plan. And it helps me build lessons, student activities, quizzes, even suggesting Bible tie-ins in a fraction of the time.
So
I love it.
Do you think that has made the kids more engaged? I mean, do you think it has really like amped up your teaching game?
Yes, it has, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think it's fabulous when that happens. Like, I think, sometimes we get into a rut. And
Yes.
it's like having that assistant or that person next to you say, have you thought about doing it this way?
Right, but also too, you do all the creative side, and then you just have them do all the organizational side.
Yes.
The organizational side is boring and tedious.
Yes, who wants to do that? So what's on your mind today?
Well, my question is, I got an email supposedly from the Facebook Consumer Privacy Settlement for my prepaid MasterCard. It looks really legit, but I would have to click to redeem my virtual card. Now, I did not click, just to let you know.
And so you want to know if it's on the up and up?
I was curious if it might be, yeah.
This is really bizarre. Because automatically, Debbie, you can't see Andrew's face right now, but he's looking at me like she's getting scammed. You did. You're looking at me like she's getting scammed.
She is getting scammed.
Okay. This is actually legitimate.
But you don't know if this one's legitimate.
What?
Yeah, if it came from Facebook user privacy settlement at Hawk Marketplace.
Is that where it came from?
Yes.
Okay. And it's so bizarre that they would do it this way.
Right.
It's a $725 million settlement from Facebook.
Did she say a $500 MasterCard?
No, she said prepaid master. Is that what you said?
Yeah, prepaid MasterCard.
Yes. But you're not.
Yeah, $33.87.
Oh, $33.
Yes, the payouts are anywhere from $29 to $38.
Look,
$39.
you're middle. You didn't get the low end.
It was a whole part of a class action lawsuit. So think about this. It was a $725 million settlement, and if you were part of this and you filled the form or whatever you did, or the sun was shining on your bald head at that time,
Right.
is that you got a payout. Okay, but the lawyers, think how much the lawyers are making.
But here's my question. All of Facebook's scams involve clicking here to get your gift card.
And it's so bizarre to me that they would do it this way. But maybe it's the only way they could figure it out. I don't know. But this Hawk Marketplace, which sounds totally illegitimate,
Absolutely.
is that you can go in there and they ask you for that redemption card.
Do you have to put in personal information when you go there?
Not that I understand.
But there's going to be copycats. I mean, if you're listening right now, make sure it's the legitimate one that Kim's talking about.
Yes.
Because tomorrow you're going to get 74 of them.
And they're going to ask for your social security number, your driver's
Absolutely.
license, your passport number, your mother's ID, and all this other good stuff.
What another mistake by Facebook. I'm not shocked.
All it's asking for is name, email address, phone number.
Yeah, and then there should be a redemption code. Is there a redemption code in there?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, so you have to use the redemption code as well, and all those are unique to that particular person.
There's going to be scam. We're going to be talking about this next week. That the number one scam is people getting scammed with this.
There's always a scam somewhere.
Always.
It is. It's just, you're just not even 6 degrees of separation from a scam. Okay? You're like a point away from a scam. Listen, there's a new way to keep your home safe. It's called Simply Safe, and it's completely different from what you think of when you think of home security. Here's the reason why. Typical security systems don't really prevent someone from entering your home. They only react once someone is already inside your home. And let me tell you, obviously, that's too late. So real security stops a crime before it even starts. And that's why over 4 million Americans, including me, trust Simply Safe to keep our homes and our families safe. Like, for example, I was getting some work done in the studio. Simply Safe called me and they said, "Do you know who this person is on the screen?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's Robert, the contractor." And they're like, "Oh, the alarm's going off. So should we call the police?" And I'm like, "No, that's," and then they asked for the passcode and all that other stuff. So, and I thought that was actually really cool.
But how funny would it have been if you said, "Yeah, go ahead and call the police"?
Ha, Robert.
He gets hauled off to jail.
AI security cameras identify the threats and then alert Simply Safe's professional monitoring agents. They act immediately, as I mentioned. They will confront the criminal if they need to, trigger sirens and spotlights, and also dispatch the police. So Simply Safe is like having your own personal security guard. And with a 60-day money-back guarantee, no long-term contract, Simply Safe earns your business by keeping you safe and satisfied every day. You can get 50% off your new Simply Safe system right now at simplysafekim.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe. We were talking to Trevor about using ChatGPT to lighten the emotional load. And so if you are in a tense situation and the emotions are running high, maybe you're called names, the room feels like it's about to explode. Instead of reacting, you can say, "ChatGPT, give me 3 calm responses that don't sound like I'm rolling over." You can also say, "Give me a neutral opener that keeps the conversation light." You don't have to carry all this yourself. And you might find that if you are having trouble getting something done, because you're like, "Oh, I don't even know how to say that."
Right.
You should be trying to use ChatGPT.
Right. You can put your nonsense thoughts into ChatGPT, and it can make it a little more sense.
I thought that was funny. You almost called the woman a jerk. Nuts. Hey, still to come, how your passport's changing because of tech here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, listen, we can all use extra support to stay energized and sharp, and that's why I love Native Hydrate from Native Path. This is really amazing. I mean, if you're having trouble drinking your water, making sure that you have enough electrolytes, and let me tell you, this Native Hydrate also tastes really yummy. It comes in all kinds of great flavors. Save up to 44% plus free shipping you're gonna need at getnativepath.com/Kim. That's getnativepath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
Let's see, Mark in South Bend, Indiana. Welcome to the show today, Mark.
Hello, Kim. I've got a question what to do with, I have an 83-year-old mother that loves her iPhone and plays tons of word games and words with friends and sort of stuff, but she's clever, not very clever about clicking on the links that pop up or that'll, they'll block the screen and she can't really see the little X thing to exit out, so she'll click on that. And consequently, she's gotten signed up for about every scammer in the universe to call her and text her. And so I had to set up her phone so it wouldn't ring as for unknown callers.
Okay.
Well, then they started using her Apple ID and were FaceTime calling her. And she's really sharp, but she's kind of gullible as far as when they try to offer her something free or this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what to do. We took her phone was set up so it did Face ID to install stuff from the App Store.
Okay.
And I turned that off, and we removed all the apps. My daughter got a new iPhone, so she gave the other one to her grandma, and it's a 14. And so we took everything off there that looked suspicious, and somehow, and I changed her Apple password, so she doesn't know it. I barely know it. I have it written down. And somehow she still managed to get a couple other apps on there that are questionable, and I don't know if she did it through, and she doesn't know how she did it either, but I suspect something popped up.
Probably.
And she clicked it. But once you've got a trusted app, does it allow other apps to be installed around the App Store? I don't know.
Sometimes it does. What I would do is I would set up family sharing.
Okay.
Have you tried that?
So she's on my family, and we share the backup account and that sort of stuff.
No, but where you can monitor her phone from your phone.
And my daughter, we do family sharing. My daughter cannot download an app unless I approve it on my phone.
Yes.
Oh.
So you go into settings, and then because you have a family account, you're going to see her name. And then you go into family sharing, and then you add a member. And then choose the parent guardian role for yourself. And then, as Andrew said, you said that basically, anytime she wants to do something that
I have to approve it.
You have to approve it.
Even in the app or anywhere.
Anything that's being downloaded from the App Store, that's what this will set up. So she can't add anything new to the app. She can click on links that would take her to websites. You don't need approval for that, but any new apps would have to be approved.
Now, as far as with the games, generally if you are paying for games, then you don't have the pop-up ads that come within that app.
So, and we did that. I think we got Words with Friends. A couple of them I did pay for, so that's not on there. But she's got another one, and I apologize, I don't know what it is, but I think that's the one that must be kind of scammy that she was able to get another one on there.
Also, what I think when I hear that is maybe she downloaded it a long time ago, and then you deleted it, but once it was downloaded and given permission before, it can be re-downloaded again.
That's a good call.
That's probably what happened there.
Another thing that you might want to do is make a little card and put this somewhere like where she sits, where she's normally on her phone. That will say never click a pop-up, never click an ad, never answer calls from people you don't know. Love, Mark. Okay, so
maybe not a little card, maybe a huge billboard on the corner of Main and Central in downtown.
But that family sharing is pretty darn good.
Yeah, it works.
It works. It really does work really well.
Because my daughter tries to make so many purchases on Toca Boca that I deny.
Now we're right back. We're going to talk about changes to your passport here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, let me tell you about my go-to for online privacy. One click hides everything you do from prying eyes, and get 4 extra months free by going to expressvpn.com/Kim. That's expressvpn.com/Kim. Do you have a passport?
Yeah, of course.
Don't you love just looking at all the little stamps that you get from the various countries?
I only have 3, so it doesn't take me that long.
Where'd you go?
Mexico,
Okay.
Canada, Belize.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, I have pages and pages and pages.
We only have a minute.
Okay,
Can you
starting
please
October
get on with
12th, Europe's going to pull the plug on stamps.
Aww.
No more stamps, not even if you ask nicely, because the EU, they're not playing around. You're going to get scanned by a kiosk that wants your face, your fingerprints, and also your passport. They're going to save all that for 3 years. Hey, just a reminder, make sure that you enter to win that brand new iPhone over at winfromkim.com.